So often when riders come to my house for lessons or clinics or even sent me a horse in training, some of them would have lateral flexion at a standstill, maybe a walk or a trot or even a lope, but very few had vertical flexion. So um, I feel like if you don't have vertical flexion, you're missing a big part of your horse's training, in the sense that um, by having them break in the pole and get their nose even with their eyes, you're looking for a few things. Whoa. You're asking for them to give to rein pressure, but also you're asking them to lift their top line, shorten their stride, and shift their weight to their hindquarters more, so they're using their hind end better. So you want to master it at a standstill first. Say whoa, apply even rein pressure. As you say whoa, no leg on, and wait for them to give. As soon as they do, release, and then you'll build off of that. They should get softer and lighter each time. If you can ask for it with 1 ounce of pressure, and the softer they get with maybe just pinky pressure, in her case, if I have to go 2 fingers, 3 fingers until she gives, then I will. But I'd like her to give just when I ask with my pinkies to yield, and as soon as she does, again, I'll reward her. But if she's being heavy, I'm just going to hold until she tries. And then you want to practice it at a walk. And biomechanically, for your horse to be correct, you want them to give to your hand pressure. And like I said, they're looking for 4 things to happen: break in the pole, shorten their stride, lift their top line, and shift their weight to the hindquarters. So I'm going to demonstrate at a walk. And in the beginning, if they give 1 second, 1 inch, that's fine. But you want to build to where you can do it for 20, 30 seconds at a time. And you can even do on the vertical, then you can do vertical with a little left, lateral, vertical with a little right, lateral. So I'll try to go ahead and just walk back and forth in this little area where you can see. Ideally, I would do it around the whole arena, preferably like straight lines in the beginning. So spread your hand out on your rein, and you'll sit deeper and squeeze with your legs, and think of riding the hindquarters up into the bridle. And then when she's yielding softly and I'm not having to increase pressure, just a light hold, I'll let her out of it. If you'll notice, her natural stance is her nose in front of her eyes. So that's what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to get her to break in the pole where her nose becomes even with her eyes, and use my legs to ride her up into the bridle. Okay? So I have a bad hip on the left, so it's hard for me to demonstrate the left side now, but it's really such an important thing to have on your horses. So now I'm going to do vertical to the right. So my hand's just slightly back further, and I'm still walking a straight line, just getting the face to the right a little bit. Let her out of it. I'm going to try to demonstrate vertical to the left. Still, again, walking a straight line. This one's harder for me. And then yield her face. So, and sometimes by setting up 2 poles like this, you can be sure that you're asking for the vertical in a straight line, so that you end up at the same place. Or you can look at a fence post. And then if you wanted to add your nose and still use your opposite leg, so you would use, if I want to get nose to the left, I'll keep my right leg on her so that she doesn't yield to the left. And so I'm using left hand, right leg by the front cinch to get vertical with the lateral left. And then on this one, I'll go ahead and get her in the bridle first. Then I'll use left leg, which is really hard for me right now, with my right hand to get vertical on the right lateral, but keeping her straight with my left leg by the front cinch. So as you can see, vertical serves a lot of really nice purposes. It gets a horse respectful, riding up into the hind end. Whoa. And that's what you want, good girl. That's what you want to master it at a walk, in straight lines first, and then add it to your circles. And after you master it at a walk, do it at a trot, straight lines and circles. You may post trot, sit, jog that. And then you'll do it at a lope, where you can do it in straight lines and circles. And what's going to happen is you're going to have a horse that's soft in their face, lifting their top line, which allows them, because their head is lower, their top line's lifting, they can get their hind end up under them and really use their pivot foot. So a horse that's head gets up high in the air, if their head's high, their back's going to hollow and their butt's going to swing. So you really want to make sure that you keep that head about, with her height, so that when you do a little bit of inside hand or leg, you're attaching your inside rein to that inside pivot foot, and they really use their hindquarters up underneath them. I did a lot of this training early on with all my horses, so they're always having their butt, they really drag their butts in their turns and really use their hindquarters well. In her case,